Greetings, greetings. Greetings, all divine beings. Greetings, all divine beings. I'm switching back and forth, learning the YouTube Creator Studio, like behind doors, behind the scenes, to now switching back over on StreamYard, trying to do my thing. Ay. We're here, baby. Okay. The final show is coming. I'm going to let you know. But for now, we are flipping back and forth between the website and over here on the YouTube channel. Greetings, all divine beings. Thank you guys for being a part of the tribe. And you read the title, you saw the thumbnail. They're both Virgos. Evan Ross and Michael Jackson are both Virgos, okay? So we're just gonna flip a few cards and get into our thing. Yeah, I just feel like that really, I had a post last year and I said that I was going to do this reading, but I was kind of like waiting, stretching it out. But we're going to tap into Evan Ross and Michael Jackson. Is that his son? First card that we have is the Tower, Aries energy. Something can't be avoided, and I feel like it's the truth. But more or less, this is unexpected. This is an unexpected message, I guess, that I'm going to give to you. Because there's confusion. There's so much confusion surrounding something that's dark and covered we can't see, surrounding something that happened many years ago, and the sign was right there, but out front, but nobody was really paying attention to anything. And I feel like in this whole Aries energy, this may come out very soon, the truth on somebody's end that's still quote unquote alive here, Pooh. But this is real. This would be a really big change to the whole dynamic of Diana Ross's love affairs, right? So this is trauma, I feel like, for Michael, but more or less for Evan as well, because this may have had to have been kept a secret. All right, and then we have the Two of Pentacles. It's so funny because this is balance. This is balance in the present moment, but it is also to see that if something was to be said, it'd have been a complete disaster. That's why we had the Tower first. If somebody was to come out and say that this young man, Michael, got this older lady, Diana, pregnant at such a weird time or underage at that, then we've got something that really could have just wrecked a lot of people's lives. So I feel like a lot of truth has been stretched, a lot of lies too, all up in that. Let's do a couple of more. Then we got the Five of Cups. We're looking at two horses in a mirror that dead people are in, and nobody can see their reflection. Even though we know that these two were together inappropriately a lot of different times, a lot of different sessions, a lot of different just open invitations. This woman was attracted to Michael and kept him on a short leash here. Or, well, we would rather say long, because he wasn't allowed to do anything unless she told him so. So we're talking about two people really in their feelings and the inability to understand that there's conflict and tension and constant aggression, because you can't say Michael's having sex with this older woman. Maybe this should have been on the website, right? We're going to draw three more, and then I'm going to ask the final question to see what we get. You got the 10 of Pentacles. You've got to know that there is, I feel like, more dark stuff hidden. But when we know we have money, we know we have that final end, we have a root, we have a legacy. And here is the proof of some sort of connection. And it'll never come out the way we want to as far as truth is concerned. But there is like an inheritance here that nobody knows about. This is complete foundation with the two people we're talking about in the cards, okay? Let's get two more and I'm out of here, y'all. Two fell out right. Whoa. Well, here's the thing with the Page of Swords in reverse and then the Seven of Pentacles. Knowing that he could not do anything, Michael, I'm talking about, as far as have fun, still be a kid, or grow up in that kind of setting without being tamed, that would have really put him in a predicament where things would have been even ruder in his music career. And Joe would have had a lot to do with that. So this is really planned, ignorant. This is really cynical on what's not being told, but what's real here is that there's a plan. There's a plan to keep something hazardous kind of on the hold. The final card before I head out of here, I got this Seven of Pentacles, and that's the magic number in some sort of with that five and the feelings, and this seven seeing the light. This just lets me know it's killing Diana every single day that she can't be truthful on who Evan is, because she knows that that would be possessive. That would cause something as far as isolation. She would have to answer some questions, button down. She would have to answer something with self. She would have to answer, well, when did this happen? How many times were you alone? Let's take a DNA test. A ton of things would come up in a way that she would eventually open the suitcase, but then that would put her in a bad place. That would put her in out of her security, and most of all, out of the stability that she's created for herself, because she doesn't want to answer any questions that may be involving Michael Jackson. Period. Final card. What do I want to have? Mm, let's use the Wizard's Tarot deck. Um, is Evan Ross, Michael Jackson's son? Please come. Tell us what needs to be told at this moment. You got the Hangman in reverse. This is Cancer energy, and although we haven't had one Virgo card, but they're both Virgos, right? Evan and Michael. This really isn't something that I feel like the public would respect, because this is complete isolation that this child has been put in, and he would eventually talk about it. This is isolation and reconfinement that really has him lonely, and that would open up a lot of stuff. That would open up how he may have been harmed as a child. Oh my. This may also be involved with why he's paranoid now. But what's really coming out is this could be reconstructive or restrictive for a lot of people's life that were involved with not only Diana but this child, Evan. So to be honest with you, I am getting a lot of paranoia, and I feel like as he gets older, Evan, now we're talking about, he's going to want to speak up on something that he knows. But I don't think it's more about Michael. It's about him being hurt as a young boy.